We still have a couple more weeks left of winter, and with spring close by, that means daylight saving time isn't too far away either. But when we spring ahead, that extra hour of sleep could be more consequences than being just extra sleepy. Here to explain is Dr. Mike Sevilla from Family Practice Center of Salem. So good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so we like daylight saving in the fall because we get that extra hour of sleep, but in the spring, we lose an hour, and it may seem like just an hour for some people, but it actually can have some consequences.
Yeah, there's been some recent studies done on the sleep deprivation from daylight savings time. And one of the things that I always remind my patients is, sometimes it can really affect your health. And one of the studies that have been done is that in one study, the number of heart attacks increases 24% the Monday after the time change. So it can be very detrimental sometimes.
Wow, and there's some other things too. It can also cause trouble in the workplace.
Absolutely. There was another study that was done for people that work in mines, and from a study from 1983 to 2006, it revealed that the Monday after the time change, there was more severe injuries, and the number of injuries have increased as well. And also car accidents go up because you have to have sleep deprivation, and sometimes obviously people can make some bad judgments when they don't get enough sleep.
And I know it's just an hour, but why is that hour so significant?
Well, I think it's because, our bodies are used to, our rhythm, our circadian rhythm, getting up at a certain time, going to bed at a certain time, and even just 1 hour. We see this in people who travel to different time zones. It can really affect people.
I think too, does the light play a difference too? Because if you go to bed early, I know myself and Alex do, the light is still out when we go to bed, and then with daylight saving, it's even brighter outside. Does that play a role too?
It definitely does play a role, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as far as maybe not looking at your cell phone or looking at TV or computers before going to bed. So light definitely plays a role in your sleep.
Very interesting. So now coming up in our next hour, you're going to stick around, and we're going to talk about some ways that you can prepare yourself so it's not so tough to deal with that time change, because I know me, for one, I'm one that has a hard time with it.
Yeah, me too.
I think everyone does. We love our sleep, let's be honest. All right, thanks, Dr. Sevilla. We'll see you in just a little bit. We still have a few more weeks left of winter, and with spring nearby, that means daylight saving time isn't too far away either. Now, here are some tips to make the change a little easier is Dr. Mike Sevilla from Family Practice Center of Salem. So good morning once again.
Good morning.
Yeah, so last hour we talked about daylight saving time because in spring, we lose an hour of sleep, which nobody likes to do. But there are some ways to make it not so hard to deal with.
Exactly. I mean, it's really tough this time of year. So what I tell people is start now. We have about a week, especially if you have kids. Start putting your kids to bed about 15 minutes earlier, and as you get towards the later in the week, you can get ready for the daylight savings time. But also to avoid bright lights. I mean, we all, well, I know I do. Sometimes I look at my phone or have your computer or TV, and those are definitely things not to do.
Okay. Now, why does the light affect how well you can fall asleep?
Well, I mean, it kind of affects your sleep cycle and your circadian cycle, and it keeps you awake.
Very interesting.
Exactly.
So I know I'm guilty of that. I keep the phone next to my bed when I sleep, and sometimes I'll just reach over and check Twitter to see what's going on. So you say don't do that.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
So from some other tips, get some exercise during the daytime that gets you, fatigued and tired for sleep. And probably the most important thing, if you can't get up to sleep, and I do this too, if you're more awake 20 minutes, get up, go to the next room, have a warm glass of milk or read a book. Those are things that you can do to try to get a little bit more fatigued, and then you can go ahead to go to sleep after.
But not a book on the Kindle or the e-reader, an actual book.
Exactly, not on your phone, not on your computer, an actual real book. I think they still make those.
Okay, and very interesting too, you said exercise during the day. A lot of people will exercise when they get off work at night, but you say do it during the day or in the morning?
I think it works a little bit better. I mean, everybody has their own system. Some people do have their workout before bed, and some people do it in the daytime. But what I've seen is during the daytime, it actually works better for people.
All right, very interesting. So you have a blog with all this information, and of course, with a lot of the things that we've talked about the last couple months here that people can check out. And we'll, of course, have all that information on our website so people can adjust to that time, because no one likes losing that extra hour of sleep. I'm not looking forward to it. I like it in the fall.
Exactly.
But not now. No. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Sevilla.
Thank you.